what the case. In fact, that is what the Bible or the preachers somehow reveals, or somehow makes it all look like. So if that is the case, then you are responsible, like you are adults of your own. Just like a parent would blame his own child when the child is of age and he does something wrong. He says, yes, I blame you for it because you are responsible. You're fully aware of what is wrong and what is right. You knew, I told you everything, and you deliberately did the wrong thing, so I'll punish you for that. It's the same thing we are experiencing here in religion. God is telling me and you that if you are religious or if you are not, it's just a straightforward message that you and I have done something wrong to him, or we have disobeyed him. Now, and because you disobeyed him in so many ways, he then cursed you. He then said you would die. He then said you will be sick. He then said, I'll take all the privileges that you got away from you. But my question that comes up again is, if I disobeyed God and God gave me rules, not necessarily rules, yeah, but it was a rule anyway, where was my free will then? I should have the will to choose whether to take, to eat or not to eat. But there was limitations as to what to do. God set a rule there, and he made something abominable, something that is an abomination that I shouldn't do. But he can do that, but I cannot do it. And so that tells you that it's not because it is wrong that he can do it and I cannot do it. No, that's not what I'm saying. He can do it, you cannot do it. That also tells you that if that is what the story also says, that he can do it, but you cannot do it, you haven't got your free will. You are not independently your own. You may have been independent of your own for some time, but he still supersedes you. He tells you what to do. In fact, you are not fully in your fullest sense of right to do as you so please. So in so many ways, you have limitations. Now, should you be guilty of a tax of that nature? God gave you that made you into that situation, but he did not give you the full strength to be able to sort of be yourself like he is himself, because God is not supposed to make mistakes. And even if he do make mistakes, does he bear the pain? Does he take some punishment? Now, in the book, it reveals that God is long-suffering. Long-suffering. That means God can bear the pain and sufferings of his own errors and his own situations. He's a responsible man of his own. So in that means that we also, he's nurturing us as he created us to be in the same manner. We have to be strong adults or strong people, humans, and endure our pain and enjoy our progress when it comes to us. Is that nature? That is what we are supposed to see God. And God also plays the same thing on us. It's like we are all hitting each other to sort of come out triumphantly well, to prevail. Going through thorns and pains and all struggles of life in order to prevail well. That's the idea. Sometimes it's been revealed also. But I think that if God created us, if he did create us, and we give him all the credit of omniscience and omnipotency. I'm not putting God in the spot. God put himself in the spot. If the Bible is authentic, it's his word, then he put himself in the spot. That God really says he's omniscient, omnipotent, he's good, he's kind. God is all powerful, that he created everything, that he did everything, and he says all things are good and it's well, because he knows the future, he knows the past. And if he says something is good, that thing is good. If he says something is bad, that thing is bad. There is no need to doubt or challenge those things, because he does not do mistakes. Now, the contradictions is there where the book also says that God regrets certain things he does. That means he accepts. The book is revealing that he does mistakes. He does things that he regrets. That's doing mistakes. But don't let us go in there let's think about the progress. Now, God is omniscient, is good and all that. So, in every way, if He is in my life, everything should be good. Is that not so? It should be good for me. So anybody who choose the path of doing evil, whom God created to be good, is that person responsible for himself? Yeah. Is that not what we are supposed to think? Yeah, but is that person really, really responsible for his evil act? God made that person good. That person has ended up doing something evil. If he wasn't created and he came by himself, like God came by himself, then that person, I believe, is guilty of whatever it is that he does. But if creation is there in the vocabulary, in our vocabulary of what the nature of life is, if creation is there, that we were created by God, then I believe we are not responsible for the wrongs that we commit. We may done wrong. We may face all the things we face, but we are not necessarily responsible for, or cannot bear the responsibility of going wrong, because we didn't come by ourselves. The errors of a car, that is the comparison I make, that somebody will say, no, you can't make that comparison. I can't make that comparison. A human being and a car. We invented cars. The human beings invented cars. But always the company that created that car, whether Vauxhall, whether Opel, whether Benz, whether BMW, the company always takes responsibility and gives guarantees and takes responsibility. Even as human beings, knows that we do take that responsibility and knows this and do things according to this. How much more God? The company takes responsibility. And what does the company do? The company will bear every cost that the BM become faulty of at whatever period of time given, unless it goes beyond its guarantee period. But if it's within the period of which it has been made to survive and work, the company will bear responsibility of any cost, any mistakes, any efforts, anything that goes wrong. It makes sense. Because human beings do not even see it right to blame the car for going wrong. They don't see it as logic, as wise, as being wise people or being wisdom. They don't see it as being a wise thing to do, to blame the book, or blame the iron, or blame the car, or blame anything that we have manufactured. If I happen to be lucky and have the talent of manufacturing anything at all, then I blame that thing that I manufactured, I created. What sort of creator would I be? This is what I'm saying here. Now, would you think I'm a devil for thinking this way? Do you think I'm a devil for thinking this way? Then you are very lunatic. You probably are more crazy than I think, or you're crazy than me, or I don't know what to say. I mean, if you think that what I'm saying, now if you think that what I'm saying does make sense, then it is right for believers to think along this line, then you rattle on with me. Let us get to that fact of it, and put to shame what we used to believe, because that has given room to something negative in our life. That is what I strongly believe, especially after the experience I have in England, or what experience I went through in the UK. I experienced something really evil. It wasn't good at all. And this force of spirit maybe has been here for whatever time, driving people crazy and pulling people through all sort of things. And maybe people have experienced it and they can say anything. It's like it drives your mind, it controls your mind. Sometimes I can't even think straight. I can't even, I don't know. Sometimes it's just strange. Something climbing or something penetrating, or something inside you, something within you, something, invisibly there.